Cuba. And so today, we are extending the thread, and we have a Cuban bass master here to play, talk to you, share his music, Feliciano Arango. Feliciano.
Vamos a hacer con la clave aquí ahora. Muchacho, se formó. Bueno, ahora les voy a presentar a mi hermana, mi brazo derecho con esto de los libros, Cherina Mastrantones.
Hi, everyone. I am a devoted student of Feliciano Arango, and it's just the story of searching for Feliciano. I went to Cuba 8 years ago and had to know about his bass rhythms, his bass stylings, and searched him out. And it's been a 6-year study, and we've documented all our work together in a couple of books. And I'm not going to talk anymore, and I'm going to let him play for you.
Empezamos ejemplificando algo que hablamos en este libro, en este primer libro, El bajo contemporáneo de la timba cubana, de Cherina y mío.
We're going to start with some examples from our book together, the contemporary bass technique, Cuban timba. And
hay una parte que habla de la bomba y las palmas.
There's a part
para hacer esto. Y esto es una combinación de las bombas y de la clave, de la cáscara, todo junto ahí. Un ajiaco, un ajiaco.
There's
como le
a,
gusta a Samuel.
a really important part to Cuban bass playing, which is something called la bomba with the hands. And he just gave you a bunch of demonstrations of different ways it's used. It's pulled out from all of the rhythms, from the drummers and all the percussionists, and it's somehow transferred onto the bass. And Feliciano kind of invented this notation, a way of thinking about it, and we call it boom taka.
Pero en nuestro libro, antes de adentrarnos en la timba, hicimos un recorrido por el son, porque el que no conoce esto debe saber cómo empezó esto. La timba es una herencia del son, es el género que antecede esto. Y ahora no vamos a hacer un recorrido, pero vamos a hacer un recordatorio de la clave que se usa en el son y cómo cambia después para la timba la clave y las cosas como van pasando. Entonces vamos a hacer, para que ustedes entiendan cómo cambia del son a la timba.
Okay, before we get into the timba and the boom taka, he wants to really give you the foundation. Cuban music started from something called the son clave. Some of you probably already know about it. And he wants to show you kind of the development of Cuban bass playing starting from the basic roots. So he's going to give you an example, also exists in our book notated, of the son clave, and that's the basis.
Yo siempre digo que el bajo, sobre todo, ganó mucho con la timba.
He wants to say that when timba sort of evolved, it changed the bass style playing a great deal.
Porque en el son siempre estamos obligados a hacer una entrada siempre en el mismo lugar.
In the clave de son, the bass's role is obligated to begin at the very same beat every time. That's sort of
Siempre que se escucha esto, tenemos que entrar ahí, siempre. Aunque hagamos una armonía un poco más movida, aunque hagamos cualquier cosa, si estamos tocando son, siempre tenemos que entrar igual. En la timba pasa otra cosa. Vamos a hacer otro ejemplo del son para que vean que siempre tenemos que entrar en el mismo lugar.
He wanted to explain to you that the entrance on the bass is always on the same part of the clave in son. And now he wants to give you another example of son bass playing before Cuban timba evolved.
Siempre igual. Se dieron cuenta, ¿no, verdad? Que siempre vamos por el mismo camino. ¿Qué pasa? En la timba cambiamos de clave y usamos la clave que se usa en el guaguancó, en el abacuá, que es esta clave. Y esta clave nos abre las puertas a la gozadera.
Okay. He says that in timba, the clave is changed. They use a different clave. The clave from guaguanco, from abacuá, which is from the Afro-Cuban roots. And this is where they begin in timba. They use a different clave, and he feels, and I agree, that that clave allows a lot more party feeling and a lot more heart and soul and movement to the bass line.
Ahí. La timba se toca con la clave del guaguancó, pero no con las congas como se usan en el guaguancó.
He said, although in timba they use the guaguancó clave, they definitely do not play the same conga patterns that is played in guaguancó. They have their own conga pattern that they use for timba, even though the clave is the same.
Pero ahora le vamos a hacer primero un ejemplo del guaguancó normal y cómo bajo se puede mover dentro del guaguancó. Y después le hacemos con la misma clave del guaguancó, pero con las tumbadoras como se usan en la timba.
His first example is he's going to do a traditional guaguanco pattern, and the congas will be playing the traditional guaguanco pattern. And then he's going to do a second example, still using the guaguanco clave, but he's going to show you how the bass fits in with the modified conga pattern.
Este es el guaguancó. Este es el guaguancó. La timba se usa la misma clave, pero de esta forma que vamos a hacerlo ahora.
This was an example of a traditional guaguanco drumming pattern, but of course with his flavor, which is unique. Now he's going to show you another bass tumbao, but using the timba style drumming patterns.
También. Y entonces, ahora vamos a hacer, como dijimos que la clave nos abría las puertas a la gozadera, que la gozadera no es más que poder entrar donde querramos entrar y no estar amarrados como la clave aquella. Entonces vamos a hacer 4 ejemplos donde el bajo va a entrar en el primer tiempo, con el tumbao, en el segundo tiempo, en el tercer tiempo y en el cuarto tiempo, para que ustedes vean que donde quiera que entremos con la clave, siempre que mantengamos el sabor para el bailador, estamos bien. No estamos atravesados, ni estamos al revés, ni estamos nada. Estamos como va.
Okay, he wants to share with you how Cuban bass lines, timba bass lines, were kind of set free, liberated. They were no longer stuck with coming in on the exact same part of the clave. And he's going to show you 4 examples where the bass tumbao can come in on beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, wherever it wants to be, and it still maintains its flavor and its movement. It's very funky movement and is free from coming in on that 4th beat, 4th beat, 4th beat all the time. So he's going to give you 4 examples of entrances.
Estos ejercicios están en este libro, en la página 45, están estos mismos ejercicios.
He
Para
just
cuando tengan el libro.
he just wants to let you know that all of these examples, especially this 4 examples coming in at different parts of the beat, exist in our book. On page 45, he wants to make sure you know that. And you can certainly study more about that. So everything that you're hearing now is notated in the book as well as a CD.
Vamos para el segundo tiempo ahora. 1, 2, 3 y vamos. 1, 2.
Third beat.
Vaya. Eso es. Bien, vamos para el cuarto ahora. Vamos. Agua. Estamos ahí. Entonces vimos que se puede entrar donde quiera y siempre se mantiene el sabor. ¿Se puede bailar o no se puede bailar?
He says you can come in any part of the beat in timba and you still maintain flavor. And he says you could dance to it, couldn't you? Why, certainly, I would imagine.
Entonces, bueno, hay varias cosas que también que se incorporaron en la timba que no se usaban en el son, como las notas muertas.
There's sort of some integral techniques. They're used all the time in timba bass lines, and he's demonstrating something called dead notes. They have a very distinct way of doing them. They do them with their right hand entirely. They don't do the damping with their left hand at all, which gives them a lot more speed and a lot more articulation. And so he's just showing you an example of the dead notes on a scale. So he showed you the basic example one dead note before each open note.
Pueden ser sencillas o pueden ser como quiera. Son cosas, aparte nuevos que hay en la timba. Y también esto que les había explicado de las bombas, que el golpe como tal sí existía. En los discos, hay un disco de Jaco Pastorio, mi viejo, donde él hace estas cosas. Lo que hicimos fue incorporarle golpes de la música afrocubana, como de... golpes de abacuá, cosas así, para enriquecer, porque era una necesidad para el bailador.
Okay, he moved forward into something with the bomba, which is the palm slides, and he states that palm slides were not invented in timba. They were sort of developed. And what they did is they took the basic palm slides that's been used for a long time in Cuban music, and they kind of developed it and incorporated some other tapping sounds and pulled the rhythms out from the traditional Afro-Cuban drumming patterns and kind of placed it on the bass.
Y entonces, estas bombas casi siempre se seguían de un efecto, o sea, inventamos esto de hacer un efecto después de la bomba para poder unir de nuevo la parte esta que se levantaba con el tumbado que estábamos haciendo anteriormente.
Okay, so this bomba section started to become very important in timba arrangements, and it was a way of sort of adding more energy and then returning back to the very vibrant basic tumbao. So it was a technique not only just in the hands to be used, but a whole section in timba so that the dancers could sort of increase their energy levels and then to return abruptly into the tumbao again.
Entonces ahora vamos a hacer un tumbado cualquiera, hacemos una bomba y después hacemos un efecto para que ustedes puedan ver cómo es.
So he's going to show you a basic montuno, then he's going into a bomba pattern, bomba section pattern, and then a rhythmic effect to return back to the montuno, which is a technique very often used in timba arrangements.
Clavecita ahí, dame la clave.
Thank you.